My journey started with a simple but compelling question. This is, why is opportunity so unevenly distributed in our schools?
Okay, so Kera, and those of you who were in my workshop this morning already know this. It is how the Maasai of Kenya and Tanzania say, hello, how are you? But the translation is not, hello, how are you? The translation is, how are the children? And in the Maasai, they ask that question because they believe that the health of a community as a whole is based on how well the children are. And so I'm going to challenge you to make that part of your dialogue, your vocabulary. When you greet one another in the morning, when you get back to your schools and campuses, when you're sitting in that faculty lounge, to say not how are you, but how are the children.
For years, I had tunnel vision, looking at the intersection of opportunity and access, but only in schools. And then I moved from the classroom to the corporate environment, where I had a lived experience of inequity of opportunity. But I also found tremendous symmetry in the principles and strategies used to improve teaching and learning in schools to those I could use in the corporate sector.
I am the fourth great-granddaughter of a man named Putu Bushalar, who came to this country in the belly of a slave ship. He lived his entire life on a plantation in Mullins, South Carolina. Anybody from South Carolina? Okay, good. Not really. I still have family in South Carolina. But he was used as a stud for breeding other slaves to be held in bondage. I know where I come from. I am the great-grandchild and grandchild of sharecroppers from Arkansas, both sides of my family. An educator, my mom and my father, when he left the Navy, moved to Stockton, California, which is where he met my mother. And he was an entrepreneur. He had a couple of small businesses he ran. When I was 7 years old, I saw him shot to death. And so when we look at children, the children in our classrooms, I always ask people, I challenge you to see them not just as the child in the classroom, but their entire lived experience, so that it helps you frame the teaching and the culture of your classroom.
Equity or parity isn't just a schools issue, and it's not just a business issue. It's a societal issue, a systemic issue. The diverse children in today's classroom are tomorrow's diverse workforce. And the challenges that diverse learners face in schools, they won't disappear just because they exit. They're going to morph into issues as they enter the job market. These challenges become barriers to entry in the job force.
Our children have to connect to us in the classroom. They have to have a reason to be engaged. Every single child that shows up every day, number one, bothers to show up. And we owe it to them to give them the education that they deserve. So not only do we as educators need to have cultural awareness and cultural connectedness, we have to respect that child and what they bring to the classroom.
Our schools and corporations are on parallel journeys, and to stay relevant, to produce positive outcomes, whether it's high academic achievement for a school or high profit margins for a business, means a systemic commitment to equity through organizational change, to increasing collective intelligence around diversity, to raising our cultural awareness quotient. To remain competitive in today's market, whether you're competing for talent, for enrollment, or for share of market.
Those of you who are from the South, or maybe have parents who are from the South, you know we are very fond of our colloquialisms down here. So when I say a hit dog will holler, you know exactly what I mean.
I want to take organizations on a journey that goes beyond surface level changes, changing mindsets to enact and embrace policies that institutionalize equity, and making that mindset an indelible part of organizational culture. Creating an equitable environment isn't just the responsibility of school district leaders or C-suite executives. It's a collective endeavor. Everyone from the mailroom to the boardroom must engage, because we all benefit or suffer from the culture that we cultivate. It's all about culture